off by asking you if you can do a small little introduction about yourself.
Okay. My name is Beverly Chandler. I'm Associate Director here at the University of Alabama Ticket Office. I work specifically with football, men's basketball, volleyball, and softball. I've been here 15 years. I started as a student and just worked my way up. Um, just I live here in Northport with my family, and my husband also works here at the university. We have two kiddos, and just I love athletics. So
Okay, so you said you were a student. Did you attend college at the University of Alabama?
I did
Okay, what was your field of study?
sports management,
Sports management. Okay.
and I also received my master's in sports management as well.
Okay. Where did you do your master's at Alabama as well?
I did.
Okay. And then, what is your job title?
I'm associate director of ticketing.
Okay. Is this what you thought you would be doing?
It is. It's kind of funny. I thought originally I wanted to do more of like the, I guess, field work. So my original, well, I went from nursing to athletic training and then to sports management because I went through spring training with football. And after that, I was like, no, I think I want to be on the business side of sports. So I knew I loved sports and really wanted to be involved in that somehow and making a difference. And just being here and kind of learning the different aspects. I'm working with different offices, our compliance office, our SWA, just, learning all the ins and outs of athletics. It's been very rewarding. And I also, on football games up until this year, but I would work with non-football recruits. So any basketball, baseball, softball, track and field, volleyball, gymnastics, any sport that was non-football would come through my gates. So I would help welcome them, give them their tickets, meet their families, all that good stuff, and get them into the games. So it was really neat seeing those student athletes, come here for their pre-visits, to the university. And then if they did sign with us, seeing them, with their collegiate career, it was just, it's been very rewarding. So, but yes, I love what I do, and knew I wanted to do something in sports, just wasn't quite sure what yet. But
how much extra training, certifications, or extra learning have you done since graduating?
I mean, it's not really extra, but I mean, I watch, monthly. I watch different learning series with our ticketing software, just to kind of help me, brush up any skills or learn any new skills, especially right now with mobile ticketing, because we've went straight to, contactless, entry with mobile devices. So anything I can do to help, further my skills, I try to do that.
Okay. What do you do on a day-to-day basis?
Well, one kind of cool thing about my job, one day is never the same. So it's different things each day. Normally when I get here, I get a to-do list going on, and just kind of make sure I have everything of what I need to get done for the day. And then I check my emails, make any phone calls of any voicemails that were left overnight, reach out to them. Then I normally go talk to my supervisor and make sure that we're on the same page with what's going on. And then from there, because we don't have a lot of students here on campus, we don't have a lot of students in-house now that we would really heavily rely on. I help with answer our phones, our emails. I work hand in hand with our development office, so any type of orders I need help with, helping with them, all that good stuff. So it's really, there's no one day that's exactly the same, but I just I kind of have that checklist of kind of what's going on for that specific day.
Okay.
So,
what skills would you say are most important in your field?
I think customer service, just because, especially with this year and other years, when people are very highly stressed, because football and other sports especially football, is really high demand here. Just having that good customer service, when anyone's upset about something, maybe they don't have, students don't have the hours, they need to get something like a football game, or if a customer doesn't have the points in order to get, football tickets, like a road game, or even this year, we've only allowed our season ticket holders to get 2 tickets within a certain point range. Sometimes people get upset. So just having that good customer service touch and being able to listen to their, how they feel, and then explain after they get through talking, I understand, you just relate to them and just tell them, I understand, the way you feel, but unfortunately this is something we can't help, but, we really are hoping that, we can help you next year, kind of thing. But just having that personal touch and just listening to customers, I think, is the main thing, and having good customer service.
Okay. Are you happy with where you are?
I am.
Okay. What has been the biggest lesson you have learned?
The biggest lesson, I think, is just learning to adapt. Just because you never know what one season is going to hold. There's, especially like with football, you could have a great season, but then you could have a not so great season. So I feel like just learning to adapt with whatever sport you're, over, or, being involved with, you just need to kind of learn how to adapt on the fly and just try to work through it the best you can.
Okay. What advice would you give a student pursuing a similar path?
Don't sweat the small stuff. Like, it's going to be tough at first learning everything, but just know that, kind of what I like to do, this is kind of silly, but when I first started working here, it was kind of overwhelming, but like specifically for football, I'll go in when the stadium's not full, like on a Thursday or Wednesday before a home game, and then during halftime, whenever we're actually able to go in and kind of see what's going on, and just seeing all those thousands of people there, and just knowing some way, somehow, you probably helped at least 50% or more of these people in the stadium, and just hearing everybody, scream and see everybody smiling, and cheering, like, you get that reward of knowing, it is crazy sometimes, but at the same time, like, it's so rewarding seeing those happy faces because you've made a difference, in their lives in a fun atmosphere, but also, they've made a difference in your life because that just shows how rewarding your job is.
How much networking did you do before you got your job?
I wouldn't really say networking. I mean, I had a friend that worked here as a student, and she told me there was an opening, so I came in and interviewed and got a student position, and that was my junior year. No, it was my senior year here at Alabama, and I loved it so much. I was luckily taking online classes, so I pretty much was working full-time hours as a student, just to show them how much I enjoyed, working here. And so, that ended up benefiting me because the lady who was here at that moment was retiring, so she offered me an office aide position. I mean, it was the bottom of the total bowl. I always joke with my students now, because when I first was hired, I was making like minimum wage as a full-time employee. So I said, y'all never complained about getting, whatever minimum wage is, because mine was only $5.15 an hour.
Oh gosh.
Compared to what it is now.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think I was just showing them my work ethic that, I enjoyed what I was doing, so therefore I was going to put my time and effort to show them. So I wouldn't really per se networking, but it has been very rewarding getting to meet others. And I've had my students now. I have one that's a director. That was a student of mine. He's the director of ticketing at LSU.
Okay.
I have another student of mine who is a director of ticketing at Mississippi State. Another is, she's the director of ticketing at Ole Miss. And I have another student that is assistant director at TCU. Okay. So it's pretty, that's rewarding for me, that, me pouring into them and them being able to network and meet others, has given them that option to, better themselves as well and go to other colleges. So,
would you say that it's required that you get a master's degree, or?
I wouldn't say it's required. I just feel like if you're able, to get a master's degree, it can only help you.
Okay.
Because sometimes, especially with job requirements, they do like to have a master's degree for this position. A lot of people say it's, years of service or, that you've been in this field. However, it can also hurt you not having a master's. So I feel like having a master's also, helps you have that extra edge.
Okay.
So.
I'm trying to think. I'm a sports management major, and I just love your job, and I really want to do that one day. But I want to work for the Memphis Grizzlies, the professional basketball team in Memphis. So absolutely. I'm just like, what more questions can I ask?
A lot. Right now, I feel like it's really has leaned toward getting an internship first. So I would say if there's any type of internships that you can get yourself, in that field, and just if you're able to get in that intern position, just go the extra mile. Like, it might not be something that you really want to do, but just go that extra mile. Our AD always says, like, if you see a piece of trash, laying around, pick it up, because it may not be your job, but you make it your job. So never think there's a job that's not too good for you. Does it make sense? Because you want to be that. You want somebody to see you do that and be like, well, that's pretty awesome that, they just did that, because, not everybody would pick up trash, kind of thing. So, as weird as that sounds, but you just go the extra mile to show them the want and the heart that you have for athletics or for sports.
Okay. So did you have any experience, like internships, besides you working there as a student employee?
My mom actually used to be a division, she helped with the Division II game in Florence that we used to have. And so it's kind of funny, growing up, I would help them, like, give out tickets. And then I got to meet, like, coaches, players, and kind of got to, I wouldn't say network, but I got to know them at that time. I was in, like, high school, so I really didn't think of it networking, at that time. But, it really was. But getting to be a part of that and seeing that growing up, I feel like helped me, because I kind of already knew what went into, like, football. And in high school, I was a athletic hostess, and also was the student assistant to our athletic director. So, like, all the Alabama High School Association paperwork, my senior year, I actually had to fill out.
Okay.
It was very nerve-wracking, because I remember he was our football coach. He was like, make sure you get these right and the date of birth's right, because if you mess it up, one of your friends is not eligible to play. And I was like, oh, great. I'm a 18-year-old in high school filling out this paperwork. I'm like, that's a lot of responsibility on an 18-year-old. But, I've seen different aspects of, football, and for the Alabama High School Association, plus, getting to be around the NCAA, or the NCAA Division II championship game, just seeing different stuff like that, I think has helped me kind of mold me into the person I am. Plus, as you know, Papa and Mama, growing up, they would always take us to the football games, and so I'll never forget, we were in, I think it was the Alabama Tennessee game, and I don't remember what year it was, but just seeing the players come in on those buses. And I remember telling Papa and Mama one day, because I would see, like, the coaches and like the staff walking, I was like, I'm going to be on that bus. And sure enough, I remember calling Papa, because I think Mama had already passed away. But I told my coworker, because she knew just my passion for Alabama especially. But we were going to Neyland Stadium, and we were on the buses. I was on the staff bus. It was my first game to travel to. And when we were getting off, of course, I was all misty-eyed. And she's like, are you okay? And I said, and I just could see all the fans and stuff. And I told her the story. Of course, she started crying. And I was like, I'm on this bus now, And that was just affirmation that I was just, where I needed to be. And just, I've gotten to be friends with some of our donors, and just knowing, how much they appreciate me. Like, they'll send me, thank you cards, and it just, I don't know, it's just, makes my heart happy. You know, times may be tough, but you know, it's just I love